Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sammy. For those of you who are new, I am the owner of Strength by Sammy. I'm a women's health coach, a registered dietitian, and a bikini physique athlete. This week is going to be all about being 9 weeks out from stage for my first OCB bikini physique competition. And before I get started on this video, let me tell you how things have changed. Last video I did, I went on vacation for my birthday, so I was away for a little bit. Numbers were not looking that good going into this upcoming week. Therefore, a lot of changes have been made going into this prep, being now 9 weeks out. So last week, I was at about 140 grams of protein, 190 grams of carbohydrates, and then about 45 grams of fat. However, my weight has not been doing what I wanted to do, and I haven't been feeling the leanest. Looking at pictures, I have a tiny bit of leanness going on. I'll share a comparison right here for you guys. A little bit more definition in my lower body, but really not too much going on in my upper, which is really where I feel like I'm struggling right now to see definition going into stage. That being said, a huge drop in calories has happened. And I've also split up the macros I follow on training days versus rest training days are looking like first. First of all, training days have gone down from 1,700 calories to about 1,600 calories. I'm still consuming 140 grams of protein, but I am dropping down to about 170 grams of carbs and all the way down to 40 grams of fat. The reason I'm keeping carbs a little bit higher than my fats is to make sure that I'm going into my lifting sessions fueled and energized so that I can hit my lifts the hardest and best that I can. Now, rest days are dropped a lot. They're down to like 1,400 calories. Protein is up to about 150 grams. Carbs are down to 110 grams on my rest days. So this is rest days and cardio only days. And then grams of fat are up to about 50. The reason fat's a little higher on my rest days is to prevent any essential fatty acid deficiencies. I'm also including a lot more whole foods and taking a multivitamin to really prevent any deficiencies going into my prep. Another change that has been made is separating my cardio from my training sessions. So I'm still training 5 days a week of lifting, 6 days of cardio. However, instead of training cardio right after my lifts, I am separating them. So I go to the gym twice a day, my favorite. So I'll hit my lift in the morning, go home, eat, get some steps in, maybe do some work, and then go back at the end of the night and hit a nice intense cardio session. This is going to help my muscles recover, so I'm not really running them down doing 30 minutes of cardio after lifting. However, it's very time consuming. I'm not going to lie about that. The last big change I've made is my steps. I was at 12,000 steps per day. I am now up to 14,000 steps per day. And originally at the end of the day, when I had like 6,000 or 5,000 steps, I'd just go for a really big walk. Now I'm really trying to divide it up throughout the day. So again, I'm not running myself down by doing this big exertion of exercise in one bout. I'm really also focusing more on the timing of my food. So making sure I'm really prioritizing pre-workout nutrition and post-workout nutrition. So this might involve like fasting a little bit in the morning because my calories are so low, and then eating more around the times that I'm working out to help optimize recovery. I'm just going to take you guys through what a day is looking like. It's very intense for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm hungry a lot. I'm fatigued a lot. This is all about being in prep. I would like to see my weight go into like 119, 118 maybe this upcoming week. I'm hoping to drop back down. I am up to about 122. I don't know how I went back up, but I do think I'm retaining a lot of water. Last measurements I did was during ovulation, so I think I'm retaining more water due to hormonal reasons. I get a lot of PMS symptoms during this time, and then also I was eating more preservatives in my food, so a lot more salt, which I think is just really making me hold on to some water. That's what I'm hoping. I hope I'm not gaining weight because that would be awful. But I'm going to share with you guys like what it's looking like. Like I said, it's rough, but we're going to get through this together. Morning. So my workday starts at about 5:30 a.m. If you can see, I'm making myself a slice of avocado toast, something super light, but something I can have with my black coffee, just so I put something in my stomach when I get to work. It kind of keeps me held over until I get home to have a bigger breakfast. Then once I get everything ready, I head to work for the day. So I just finished up with my morning clients. I'm now headed home to just do some cardio today. Today is a low calorie day, meaning I will only be eating about 1,400 calories. So bear with me today. I'm gonna do my best to film for you guys, but my low calorie days definitely get the best of me. The reason I chose today to just do cardio alone, even though it is a weekday, is because I have a really busy day with training. I kind of have morning clients, afternoon clients, and evening clients, and I do not like to do 2 days or 2 workouts in the day when I have a schedule like that, it's just really hard for me to get to the gym twice, also getting back to my own gym twice. So if I just go to the gym, get my hour of cardio done, it's a lot easier for me. I still will be hitting 14,000 steps, so we'll be getting that in as well. Once I got home, we went for our first walk of the day. This one was about 50 minutes and I hit about 6,000 steps. So I've been absolutely terrible at filming today. I think I've literally filmed like my walk and maybe that's about it, which is so bad. I'm sorry guys. So like I said, that is the reality sometimes of a prep and being low calorie. So just an update, I had afternoon clients. After my afternoon clients, I headed to the gym. I just did an hour on the Stairmaster. I'm dying. The Stairmaster kicks my butt, not just cardio wise, but it like makes my legs sore. Last week I only did a half hour because I also went for a hike, so I kind of divvied up my cardio, but I did my full hour today, which was intense. I have like 40 minutes, not even. I have to go home. I'm gonna shower quick, eat something. I forgot to bring food before I worked out. I stole all my boyfriend's rice cakes to eat that, and he was not happy. He thought I was taking one, but I took the whole bag. I only ate one though. However, I just was rushing, so I grabbed it. So I'm gonna go home, eat a lot of protein, a decent amount of carbs, and yeah, and I'll share with you guys, like I said, some posing I did today. Right now I'm at the lowest. Like I said earlier, I'm at 119. I'm looking lean. I bought my bikini. I did do that today. That's something else I got done today. I had some programming I had to do. I'll try to keep you guys posted for the second half of my day. I do have evening clients tonight. I do have about, what am I at, 8,000 steps. So I have 6,000 steps left. Probably go for a big walk after work. I do have a gap, so I might go in between clients today. And yeah, that is the reality of a prep and working and, you know, getting things done. I also did get some pretty horrible news today from like family stuff. So my mind hasn't been all like, I'm on top of my prep, but of course like filming content is not on the forefront of my thinking. So that's another reason why I haven't been thinking too much about filming for you guys. So I'm really sorry about that. So like I said, I'll do my best to film the rest of today, share some of my meal prep from last night with you guys. I meal prepped a ton of veggies, which is gonna save my ass going into the rest of this week. And then I'll share the rest of my meals. Like I said, I'm only eating 1,400 calories today. So I did my best to film most of my meals. So I'm having pasta and chicken for lunch to fill me up. However, I can only have 50 grams. And I know this is probably the oddest way to eat and make your pasta, but I find it's very accurate. So I will weigh the dry pasta and then cook just enough that I need so that I'm not over. And I need 50 to a T. I know it's so anal, but it makes it. A trick I do to make sure I get more volume with my pasta is I'm gonna add some peppers and onions. I'll add pretty much any kind of low calorie vegetable to my pasta. Since like you saw, it's not a ton of pasta. So I'll do that with about 4 ounces of chicken, some peppers, onions, a little bit of no salt tomato sauce. Specifically this one, it only has 15 calories per serving. I realize it's backwards for you guys, sorry. So nice and low calorie, high protein. I think it's gonna be about 40-50 grams of protein with this meal. I'm probably not gonna eat again until I get home from work, which is gonna be around 6:37. So this should really hold me over. On top of that, I'll probably bring a seltzer to work. Seltzer water kind of makes me feel a little bit fuller, and I'm probably gonna make a coffee because the hour of cardio really kicked my ass, and I just went from like 80% to like 20. And here you have it. I have some chicken, pasta, peppers, onions, a little bit of tomato sauce. Honestly, a pretty decent sized meal with a small portion of pasta, lots of chicken, and peppers and onions for volume. Definitely gonna fill me up. I also don't know why I eat so much tomatoes and tomato sauce and ketchup, because it gives me complete heartburn, but I love the flavor of tomatoes. So I just finished up with my evening clients. I have about 1,000 steps to go, so nothing too bad. I'm gonna head home, get my steps in. I'm also gonna share with you guys what I have for dinner. I didn't plan the best today, so it's gonna be very high protein. I ended up making a stir fry kind of meal. So I have a salmon, which I haven't been loving, so I'm going to switch out my salmon going into next week for prep. I'm not feeling the salmon. I don't know. This one was really fishy for me. I haven't had it in a while. It's just not my favorite. But I did a salmon, chicken, rice, egg stir fry. And then I also had some beets because I was trying to include more micronutrients, so just some different colored vegetables in my diet. So this was my last meal of the night, as well as having my creatine before I go to bed. That's just when I take it. It's a personal preference. You don't like have to do it. If you are taking creatine, typically after your exercise is a good time to take it. I just take it before bed because I'm consistent with it. I also take a multivitamin before I go to bed. Again, to just kind of cover my bases in case I'm missing any micronutrients that I'm not getting through my diet. Now, let's get into the end of week 9 where my measurements are at. So if you guys remember in the beginning of this video, I started it last week when my measurements were up. I was bloated, I was ovulating, numbers were not looking good. I'm going to share with you where I am today, and then I'm going to share with you the comparison from last week to today, which is literally a 5-day difference and how much bloating actually makes a difference in your physique. So I am now down to 119 pounds, which is exactly where I thought I would be. This is a new low. I have not touched this yet, so you'll see in these pictures what I'm looking like. Definitely a lot leaner in my stomach. I personally am losing a little bit of glutes, so let's go over my measurements. My waist is down to 26.7 inches, which is the lowest it's hit so far. However, my glutes are officially dropping. They were at about 38.5. I measured them about 37.5, but then I also measured them at 37.7. So about a half an inch drop, I would say, my glutes, which is normal because I do hold some fat in my glutes, and it's going to go down. My legs are staying pretty consistent at about 22.5 inches on my left, which is my dominant leg, and 22 inches on my right. So still keeping a lot of shape there, which is awesome. Body fat went down to 19% on the handheld thing. Again, not super accurate, but it is consistent. So I started at about 21 point something percent down to about 19. It is going down a little bit quicker than it was before, which is awesome. Still need to see it down more because this is the leanest I will ever have to be for a show. I've never done a show where I need to be this lean, so it's very important I see my body fat drop. I did receive updates from my coach after she had a meeting with the promoter of the show I'm doing, and I'm not going to spoil it yet. You guys got to tune in next week to see, but big changes have been made. I know I feel like every week is just crazy changes going into this stage, but the more we learn about this federation, remember this is my first time competing with it, the more we learn how lean I have to be, about posing, etc. So I had I don't want to say a rude awakening, but definitely big changes that are going to be a huge factor. Lowest calories I've ever been this far out from stage. So I'll be going into 8 weeks next week. And calories are lower than they've ever been. It's going to be hard. Like, I'm not going to lie. I am going to be prep brain or brain fog to the max. So stay tuned next week to see how I'm implementing those changes. They will be starting tomorrow. If you guys like today's videos, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Helps push my videos with the algorithm. Comment questions you have about competing. I'm more than happy to answer them, or anything you might have like questions about with like health, training, wellness, specifically women's health as well. Have a good rest of your day, and thank you again for watching.